So playing video games for many a year, I have come across a problem. Your discs get scratched, they get broken. What do? You're kind of screwed over in the butt, and again, you really don't know what to do. Like a disc that just doesn't work anymore. A precious disc. Fingerprint written disc. I've come across these problems many a time, and I must say I'm sick of it. So I did the liberty of finding my own way to fix it. Some things you'll need are gloves, obviously, to get rid of the fingerprints that you might leave behind. A metal bar of sorts. Plastic recorder. You can find these in any kind of department store. Maybe even a pharmacy. Huh. Never know. A Sharpie. A dry sponge. A Nerf gun. Wow. And a fushigi. Okay. First off, you're going to need to identify the areas that are scratched on the disc. So I see some damage here. There's like a big old scratch in this general crotchal area next to the vagina ring, and so yeah, that looks like valid point. So obviously the disc is going to be in a lot of pain from the surgery we're about to do on it. So first off, player fiddle or recorder. Obviously, I'm a little rusty at it, but now it's sound asleep from the joyous tune of my my recorder. And what you want to do is you just want to kind of press it down with the fushigi. Just kind of roll out the nicks and crannies. And see generally what this is doing is you are trying to take away all the filaments and all the dust, and fill in all the scratches with more scratches. That's kind of the essence of what you're doing here. Now roll a fushigi in the middle, and now that you're done with that, just wipe it off with a dry sponge. Wipe out the Sharpie marks. Just vigorously until you get the results that you need. Okay, now that that's done, now that you're about to perform surgery, I might suggest putting on your gloves, because if you don't put on your gloves, you'll get all sorts of diseases. I've known my friend who tried this method with me. We got the disc to work again, but he got a genital warts from the disc, mostly because it was Sex in the City, but you get the point. Now, to fix the disc, you're gonna have to get into that layer. Let me explain here. A disc has multiple layers of information, and the information is right under this general area. And the clear part here, the lens in the reader reads through, gets the information, and does what you want it to do. Now, what we're essentially doing here is we're getting rid of the first layer to get to the second one. Not much the first and second, but mostly a different type of layer. And what you're gonna do here, just assault it with your metal bar. Now we're going off the radar here. Okay, now we're getting there. There we go. Okay. Now that it's split into multiple pieces, you can see as I was beating it vigorously with my skills. See, I ripped off a piece of that, which is completely fine, but you'll see all the dents, nicks, and crannies that went down to a deep layer where the information is, getting it rejuvenated again, waking it up. And so now how you're gonna, we're not at the put it back together part yet. What you're gonna do is just now Now that it's at a good place where you want it to be, you're just going to have to let it rest for a little while. And then take a Nerf gun and just somehow pile drive it to the ground. See, now what you're doing is that you've taken the glass that was broken and shattered and shoving it back into the cracks and the nicks and the crannies until you can... Oh, hold on. We're getting some personality here. There we go. Now we're getting some personality. Anyway, now that you fixed the disc, well, we're not completely fixed yet. The last thing what you're gonna do is you're gonna have to outline the disc. The disc itself is gonna need some vigorous repairs. What outlining is, if you've never heard the term outlining, is where you take a rubber band and you just somehow strap it back together. The point of this is you're just supposed to lift the lid. Oh, since you're done with surgery, you can take your glasses off. I did the smart thing, and I used mountain hiking gloves. I don't ever go hiking, but you take the disc and you just somehow put it back together with this ingenious solvent. Now, obviously, it's going to topple on one side and be kind of a problem. That's why you're going to need to have two rubber bands to just sort of fix. Okay, here's a problem we're having. This is just... there we go. You might encounter some problems like this, but fret not. It shall be good when the disc is nice and fixed. Just put it back together. And there you go. That is your fixed disc. Oh, and don't forget, after rigorous surgery, you're gonna need to wipe it off with the dry sponge. And remember, since we already put it back together with the rubber band, it'll work in your disc player. So, you just don't have to keep complaining to yourself. Use the back side, the rougher edge, to really get those Sharpie nicks out. And, there you go. Now, we're gonna let this solvent dry for a while, and then we'll get back. And will you look at that new show floor shine. Ah. Now, don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. More future repair videos in the future, but this is the end result. I'll see you guys next time with more repair tips and let's plays. Goodbye.